Okay. Yeah, it's wrong.
Hey guys, sorry for the wait. We're having some technical difficulties here, but we'll get things started. I think it may be on my side with doing the live stream. I hope not, but I'm pretty sure that this will be okay. We just got to make sure that things are all right. Oh, that game is Uncharted. They can see part of it, which is okay. That's actually a really cool game. Oh, crap. Devices not connected. Add the stream. Chris, we got a black screen. How's your internet connection?
Not the best.
Are you in the garage? Sometimes that might kick your internet signal.
Yeah, I'm out here in the garage.
I was going to say you might get a little better connection in the office. I mean, you're clear. It's just lagging really bad.
How bad is it? Okay.
Can you see the chat?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. There's going to be roughly a minute delay between the chat to us. And with any extra lag, it doesn't help that much more. So
Yeah.
we can work with what we got.
Yeah.
They're talking, they're saying frozen faces, funny faces.
I can try to do it on my phone if you'd like.
That might help.
Okay.
You should be able to from your phone. Just hit that link from the email.
You think so?
Well, we've got quite a bit of people coming in.
Hey, is that better?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Much better. Yeah, that saves lag for sure.
Good.
So we have Avid in here, Muskrat, 812, Betty Jean, Mr. and Mrs. Catfish Headhunters both, Wicked Whisker Outdoors, Great Outdoors Exploring, and I'm sure we're going to get a bunch more popping in.
Awesome.
Eric Jacobs is on. So, yeah, we're going to have quite a bit here. That's good.
Yeah.
Mike
Hey,
Greenwell.
I should have warned you weeks ago that no matter what I do and where I do it, if it involves technology, something's going to happen. That's the way it is.
I'm
Live
not the world's
stream,
best at it,
technology, and me do not mix.
I can get some issues fixed, but not all the time.
Yeah. Well, I hope everybody's watching tonight is having a good day. I've had an awesome day. It's been a blessed day today. It's warm, sun's shining. Man, the rain's watered down on the garden right now. It's a good day.
That's a good deal. We've had some storms floating through the past couple days, and yesterday was a good day for a little bit, and then they all came back in about 3 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. And the skipjack are running. Man,
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, the skipjack are running. Coolers full of them. Now I can't see chat for some reason, so if somebody has a question, please let me know.
Okay. What I can do, so that way you can see this.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
Muskrat Adventures. I seen you guys pulling a pontoon boat yesterday, I think. Did you guys go out fishing today? And if you did, how'd you do? I didn't get a chance to go out today. I had some exciting things going on today. I can't really say nothing now, but it's going to be a little bit teaser. But super exciting things happened today, and I can't wait to get it all finalized and put it out there for everybody. But that's just a little bit of teaser for you guys that are watching the show tonight.
That's awesome.
The flatheads ought to be starting up on our side of the world. I don't know about your side of the world, but on our side of the world, in flatheads, it's prime time. I mean, I'm telling you, water temperature's getting about 60 degrees. Bait's running. Oh, it's the moon. The moon hit a week ago. Yeah, it's time.
Yeah, trying to think. I don't know unless I have a way you might be able to see chat.
Okay.
Use your laptop for just that part.
Man, I'm telling you, look at you. Son,
And you'll probably have to subscribe to the channel and then pop in. But go through YouTube and do it that way. And on your laptop, keep your
keep the volume
and stuff muted out so that way it doesn't give any feedback.
Man, I'm telling you what, son, you are one smart cookie.
So I got a couple of giveaway stickers tonight. I really don't want to let go Palmetto Cat sticker because it's awesome. But I'll show you.
Dude, that is awesome.
So we're gonna give away a sticker from Palmetto Cats. Joe with 812 Catfishing. And I got a buddy. Did you read that message that I sent you about my buddy in country music who's starting to rise up?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'm interested to listen to some of his music.
He's originally from here in Joplin, Missouri. His name is Caleb McIntyre. And he ended up moving over to Texas to get his music career going. So we got 2 CDs. One is the most recent album, and the other album is his very first one. I'm going to show the most recent album first. And this is his very first album.
Now, is he like a old school country guy, or is he like a new school country guy? Because there's a big difference there.
He is like the original outlaw country.
Nice. Like, so he's more of a Hank and kind of guy.
Yeah. And he has a YouTube channel, and you can watch some of the music videos, and I believe his channel, I don't know if he's got it linked over to his website yet or not. But you can actually listen to like 30-second clips of the songs on his albums off the website.
I got you. Hey, and just to let you know, I am in chat now, and I can see it. So,
good deal.
Yeah. That's right. With Wicked Whiskers, buddy, I grew up to Hank and some old-time rock and roll, Leonard Skinner. You know, I even like old Ozzy Osbourne back when, my younger days,
Betty wants to know if Tackle Talk Tuesday is coming on next week.
Yeah, absolutely, Betty. And I apologize for anybody that's on here that watches it regularly. Once I'm able to announce what I'd done today, you guys will understand why I had to miss this week. Little hint: I had to study very, very, very hard. But it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and we all look at COVID-19 as a horrible thing, but here's a positive. It gave me the time to sit back and study and do what I needed to do to get where I was today. So I'm happy. COVID-19 is a bad thing, but it's a blessing, for me, at this point in time.
It's kind of strange how you put that, because it is like a blessing in a disguise.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a horrible disease, and there's some really good people that are dying from it that I hate to see anybody die. But in a different perspective, it's making us all think about what we're doing in life, how we're doing it, the time we're spending with our families and our loved ones, and what we need, and what we actually need, or versus what we want. I don't mean to get all, I'm not trying to get all scriptural on your channel or anything, but God works in mysterious ways, and there's always a plan. There's always a plan, no matter what you think, no matter how you think it. The man upstairs has you covered, and he knows what's going on. He knows what he's doing, and if you just trust in him, have faith in the Lord, he'll show you through it. He'll show you through it.
I got a little bit of the lag on the chat part myself, and I have no problem if you want to preach about God, go for it. I'm right there with you.
It's awesome. So what's everybody? To me tonight, man. I'm just sitting in the garage doing tying up some skipjack rigs. What are you into tonight?
My wife and my son are playing video games.
Well, I seen that earlier.
Yeah, our TV of what you can catch in the corner of that. Like I like to call watching the wall because it's almost goes from one end of the wall to the other end of the wall.
Oh wow.
It's a big one.
Well, Roger, if he put you at the right place at the right time today, buddy, spit it out. Let's hear what you caught. You can't leave us in suspense like that, buddy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And hey, if you guys got any questions, while we're out here talking, please let me, shoot them out there.
Oh, hang on. I just seen one that popped up.
Oh, just finished cleaning 60 crappie. Whoo. Buddy, I love me some crappie.
Yeah, it's more crappie season right now here.
Any word on the new Sea Arc? Hey, I'm glad you asked that, Betty. But it's getting close. It's getting close. Trying to decide on colors right now. Sorry about that. Am I back on?
Yep, you're here.
There we go.
All right.
We're still good, right?
Yes, we're good. We're good.
Okay. So we're trying to decide on colors right now. I love red, but we'll have to see. But it should be, I'm going to say about 4 weeks, hopefully, give or take. Palmetto cats. That's a good question, man. I got my start, believe it or not, and it's a long story, but I used to race motocross. Loved racing motocross. Raced quads for many years and really enjoyed it. Competitiveness. I've always fished. I've bass fished, crappie fish. If it swims and it's got gills, man, at one point in time I've tried to catch it. And I love to eat fish. I don't know if you guys can tell this or not, but them fish, I like crappie. I like walleye. I like perch, bluegill. Whatever you throw on the plate, there's good odds. If it's fried, it's good eating. But I got started, racing motocross and really enjoyed it, but got to the age where I just couldn't hang with everybody and needed something to fuel the fire still. And one of my buddies that I raced motocross with, he actually, said, "Hey, why don't we go try this catfish tournament?" And I was like, "Catfish tournament? What's that?" And lo and behold, it was a Ohio Hills tournament here, local to where I live. And man, it was competitive. It was everything I was looking for. And yeah, it started another fire in me. Like I was 16 again, racing motocross. So that was probably, man, I want to think it was between 10 and 12 years ago, maybe somewhere closer to the 12-year mark, whenever I started doing that competitively.
Let me pop. I'm going to scroll up again a little bit on my screen.
For some reason,
we have 2 questions.
Harris, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Palmetto cats. So when I first started doing this, as competitively, to be honest, I didn't want sponsorships. There was actually a few companies that approached me in the beginning that I turned down because I honestly didn't know that I wanted what I wanted to do. I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to fish. And that's, over years, it just kind of it got better and better. And I thought, man, I want to try to start actually doing something with this. And my wife told me one day, she said, if you're going to get serious about this, why don't you, you know, get a Facebook page? And because if it wasn't for that, I probably still wouldn't have a Facebook page. Facebook to me, I don't like it. I don't really care much for Facebook, but it's in today's day and age, it's something we have to have. But then I decided to start getting serious with it, and you know, approach those companies that had approached me to start with, and just started moving forward. And I don't think it's so much winning tournaments. I don't think that is what gets you sponsorships. I think being drama free, professional, thankful, nice, courteous, willing to help. Um, you're not really soliciting your products that you use, but you're showing people that they work. Um, being committed to certain products, not jumping around, so much. That's going to help a lot too. So if you're out there and it's something that you're thinking about, do that. But be that person that sticks with somebody. If the product is something you like, but it may not be the best, help that company build, test it, change it, test it again until you get it to where you like it and where you think is a good place to sell it at.
Am I coming out okay now? Can you hear me okay?
I hope you guys can hear me good because I can't hear a thing.
We can hear you just fine. You're good on your side, Chris.
No, Palmetto Cats, I do not fish for a living. I wish I could. Uh, I actually work for CSX Railroad as a track inspector. Love my job. It's a great job. Uh, but no, at this point in time, I don't fish for a living. Um, Maybe in the future, something would, something could happen like that. We never know. Catfishing could grow. Now there was a question up there from 812. At what water temperature do you think flatheads start to spawn?
Yeah, there you go.
72 ish, around here where I'm at. But that can kind of differ depending on the time of year, the moon, things like that. I don't know about the pond. I might have to get me a pond out back to put bait in.
Can I get? Yeah. There we go.
Eric Jacobs, that's a good question, buddy. In my opinion,
You're still here.
Is it? Say something, Paris. I can't hear nothing.
Chris, can you hear me?
No. All right. So, as far as the live well size goes, it really depends on the size of fish and the area that you're fishing. There's a lot of people that channel catfish, so you're not going to need a live well that's going to be the same size as if somebody's going to be out on the Mississippi or in Alabama, somewhere like that. But, a good 80, 100-gallon live well, 60-gallon to 100-gallon is going to suit you good as long as you got everything that that is needed inside the live well. Betty, I'm gonna guess that you're talking about the Catfish Crazy show. I love it. I love the opportunity that it's given me to share information. I am super, super, super critical of myself, so I will pick out every minor detail. For one, I let my wife watch it, and you guys will get a kick out of this. If you're liking the bloopers at the end, like where I try to cast like 5 times and my reel engages, and I'm about to blow my mind. In one video, I'm actually wearing tennis shoes, gray and black tennis shoes with white tall socks that I would normally wear with my boots. And I don't have them pushed down. I got them pulled up. And I didn't even notice it. My wife pointed it out to me. I am from Southern Ohio, a little town here in Southern Ohio, almost the very southern point of Ohio. But I was actually born in Eglin Air Force Base in Florida. So you could say I'm kind of an Air Force baby. No, Tim. So that's a good question, Tim. A lot of people think of me as a tournament fisherman, and I used to fish a lot of tournaments. Up till maybe last year, I would probably fish between 20, 25 plus tournaments a year, and that was a lot. A lot of those were big tournaments, some smaller, but probably every weekend, right? But I'm kind of cutting that down a little bit. I got a young family, and you all know how kids are. We love our kids. We want to raise our kids right, and I'm kind of changing directions a little bit with the show, the Slunger Cat Outdoors, Catfish Crazy, seminars, expos, that kind of thing. God has given me this blessing to be able to fish and learn and figure out where these fish are going and what they're doing. And there's just so much information. And that's what I want to do. I want to go out. I want to share information, show you guys how to catch fish. There's many, many guides out there that can take you and put you on good fish. But I want to show you how to catch those fish and teach you how to catch those fish. You can do it on your own. Good question. So this is for a catfishing tournament. Let's kind of go start to end on this, because that's a good question. So you'll have a captain's meeting the night before, and then depending on what tournament you're at, you'll either launch from one location, or some tournaments will allow you to trailer. But then you go out, you'll fish your allotted amount of time. Depending on where you're at, you'll have a certain size limitations, number of fish, things like that. But then you bring them back in, and they have to be alive. And this kind of coincides with the size of the live well. I can't stress this enough. If you're going to fish those tournaments, please do yourself a favor, do the fish a favor, and do your due diligence, and keep those fish as healthy as we possibly can. Last year at the Mississippi River Monsters, I fished there all week. I love the Mississippi River. On tournament day, I had issues with my live well. It was unforeseen issues that I could not control. And unfortunately, I ended up having to put my fish back into the water. And we had good, solid fish. It wasn't won a tournament, but we'd have been in the top 5. And, that was hard to do. I think they would have made it through the live well, but they wouldn't have lived. And I didn't want those fish to die, so we returned them back to the water. Those are decisions that you have to make. But those fish need to be alive when you come across the scale. You don't know when you're going to catch a big fish, so always prepare for the biggest fish that you think you can possibly get. So Actually, if it would have been for my wife, Palmetto, I probably wouldn't have. For anybody that follows my channel, Slunger Cat Outdoors, they know that my wife has had many issues with cancer, and just a health issues, long list of health issues. My background, my family background, was not based around faith or God, or it was more of hog roast and liquor and things like that. So I got married, and a couple of years went by, and she wanted to start going to church. And of course, I did not say anything to her. I just didn't really want to. But then I started going to church every Sunday, or maybe every once in a while with her, and I could feel something when the preacher would talk to me. Or he wasn't really talking to me, but he was talking to the congregation, but he was talking. I felt like he was talking to me, and but I never did get the courage. As much as I could feel something picking me up out of that pew and tell me, dummy, get up there, do what you need to do, be the man that you need to be the man, and walk down that aisle. And I just wouldn't. Well, lo and behold, it was really bearing on my chest. And the preacher man showed up to my door one day, and he walked in, and he asked if we could be invited in. And of course I did. And, man, it just goes from there. But that's probably an actual date. I couldn't tell you an actual date, but that's probably been, honestly, it's funny now that I'm thinking about it. It's about the time that things started kicking off for me. Whenever I put my faith in the Lord, and He's blessed me in so many ways, and I just can't explain. Not me, but my wife with cancer and our whole family. So, see, that's kind of the story on that.
Can you hear me on your side now, Chris?
And you guys got some good questions. I want to tell you that. Hey, what's up, Skip? I seen old Skip Stewart. You're in the chat there. You guys ought to be getting on that side of the river here before too long. I know you guys like to get that little boat out there and do some fishing on that thing. Time for a giveaway. Thanks, Palmetto. I appreciate that, buddy. That means a lot. Whew. Wicked Whisker Outdoors, buddy. I'm trying. I am trying. Betty, no. I mean, she does. She does fish, but she. I don't know how this happened, but she's a city girl, and I come from the sticks. I mean, I come from, a poor family out in the boondocks. But and she come from the city, and I don't know how we got together, but it worked out, and it's worked out great. But she doesn't really fish. She goes on the boat with me sometimes. But hopefully that changed. I need to get her hooked up to a real big fish, and but we'll see. Ooh, 1 to 50. Do you want me to say it out here? Say it out loud? No? Okay.
Alrighty, guys. On the count of 3, start popping out the numbers. 1, 2, 3. Giveaway prize is Palmetto Cat's awesome sticker. $100,000. I love that. That's funny. All right. Did everybody pop a number in?
So, Palmetto Cats, I'll answer that while everybody's throwing down numbers. So, I have been a supporter of Ozark for a long time, but just this year was the first year that I actually, they took me on board as a staff member. So this will be the first one that I would have received from Ozark, and I am ready. I can't wait to get that boat out on the water and test it out. It's going to be sharp, it's going to be fast, and it's going to be a fishing machine. I cannot wait to get some slime in that thing. First chance I'm getting, I'm going to go somewhere that's got some absolute giants and try to just overload that boat with fish.
That is awesome, for sure.
Muskrat, nothing really new coming from. Oh yeah, I got my number ready. Nothing really new coming from Warrior Cat. They're going to kind of scale down on the different styles of rods that they had and kind of really stick with the medium heavies, the heavies, and some of their other lineup. And that way, there's such a high number of orders coming in, and they just want to really be able to push those medium heavies and heavies out the door whenever they come in instead of having to wait on orders and things like that. Ferris, just let me know when you're ready for that number, buddy. Three. Whoever got 3.
Skip is 6.
Did anybody pick 3?
That's why I'm scrolling up to see. So far, I see that Skip had picked 6, and looks like he may be the closest. Yep, Skip is the closest one. He got 6.
Should have known it was Skip Stewart. I mean, we should have known. That man wins everything. I'm telling you what, Skip, you the luckiest dog I've ever seen.
All right, Skip.
Congratulations, Skip.
Definitely. I'm going to say that go ahead and find me on Facebook. Our Facebook page is Ozark Guys Fishing. Once you're there, send me a message with your information.
It was definitely hard to get used to. Having that camera guy in the boat. So there's so many different variables that come into play. Like the shows that you guys were watching, keep in mind that we had to shoot every one of those shows in one day, per show. That was a challenge of its own. And then, you have to wait for a certain light to be able to start filming, and you can only film up to a certain light. And plus you have to do so much other different stuff in throughout that day as well. It is a huge undertaking and a huge challenge, and a lot of stress, to do one of them shows, but it's so much fun to be able to get on there and share information with you guys. Now, last week's show for the Sandusky Bay, I'm telling you, that place right there is so unbelievable. I mean, this is no lie when I say Ray Charles could go there and catch fish. in the summertime, Ray Charles could go there and catch fish. I mean, it doesn't matter. I believe you could use soap bars and go up there and catch fish.
Wow. Roger wins for my contest shares all the time.
Yes, Paul Motor, you got that right. And you got to find a fish. Um, so, one thing that I am, super happy about, whenever we took they come to me about doing the show. They gave me the opportunity to pick who was on it, and where we go in the time of year. And I was really excited about that for this year, because I was already planning on having several a few shows done from, like, say, Alabama on Tennessee River, uh, James River, places like that, Santee Cooper, different places throughout the country already, because there's a lot of big fish being caught right now in those places. But unfortunately, with everything going on, we're not able to. But so I try to pick. My thought process is, if I got an area that I want to go fish, and I know the time of year that I want to go fish it, I try to find somebody in that area that could benefit from the show. Somebody, if they have a guide service, or if they're in the catfish community and they're doing kind of the same things that I'm doing, as far as helping people and teaching people and giving information. There's a couple shows that's going to be just me by myself. And then there's, most, shows out there that are going to be from just different people. So just kind of a different realm of things. No, Muskrat Adventures, all the shows are not with a guide. And I didn't want to do that. Some of the shows have guides that are, have guide services, like Fishing with Fat. He's a good friend of mine. Those guides in the James River area can benefit from that show going there and getting people to go there and fish. And there is another guide that will be on one of the future shows as well. But I'm on the Mississippi River, for instance. If you guys follow Benji Brown, he is a blue cat fisherman from out in South Carolina, and he does a lot of dragging in lakes and stuff like that. He actually fished the Mississippi River tournament last year with me, and we done a show together while we was out there. So he didn't even know a whole bunch about bumping, but we went out there and we done a show together, share information. So some of them by myself, some of them with a guide, some of them with people that are still learning, doing a technique that we're doing. Teaching noobs to catfish. Hey, we all were new at one time. At one point in time, and this is a funny story. The first time that me and my buddy Red, which is the guy that I first started catfish tournaments with, went out on the river. We had a 17-foot bass tracker with a 9.9 horsepower motor on it, and we went out on a small river to start with. Had a good night, caught some channel cats. Decided the next night we was going to go out, or the next day we was going to go out on the high river, and we went out there and we went out on the high river, and we're going upriver. Man, we just think we're doing a good job. We're out there, we're cruising. I mean, a whole whopping 2.5 mile an hour. And here's this barge coming up behind us. I'm talking a full barge. Got, I don't know how many, barges are on this tug. It passes us going upriver. And when that happened, Red and I both looked at each other and said, we need a bigger boat. We need a bigger boat. And so we went out and we bought a Tracker Targa Deep V with a 90 horse on it. And man, we were sitting in high cotton then. I like that. I like that, Paris. Your channel is how not to catch catfish. Palmetto cats. If you don't mind, um, whenever we get done with this, hit me up on Messenger on Facebook and uh, just let me know. I guess kind of who you are, where you're from, things like that. Charlie, the high river should be getting pretty good. I don't know whereabouts you're from, but water temperature up around us it was 54 degrees on Wednesday, which was crazy high, low, like ridiculously low. But it should be coming up, and I'm gonna think within next week should be absolutely phenomenal. So Betty, you guys better get that new boat ready and get it out on the water. I got a number ready.
Alrighty, guys. 30 seconds. Let's go. I'm watching the time. Here's one. Alrighty, guys. For those of you that didn't get numbers in, time's up.
Palmetto cats, I love to drag. And there's a story behind everything, and there's a story behind this one too. We'll save that one for another show. How about that? But I love to drag. But I like my lines to be quite a piece out. If I'm just dragging straight behind the boat, I'll let them go, back. I'd say half a spool. I'm using, just coincidentally, I'm sitting right in front of the rods. So this is a Penn Squall 20. Actually, that's one of the dragon rigs right there. Let me turn this around. But I like to drag way back behind the boat, especially if it's windy. I like to drag, but maybe if I can get this thing turned around here. Gee, minute, Christmas. That's a D85 Diachi. I got about 10 yeah, right there's about 10 inches of leader line between that and the Demon Dragon, but I got a nice little pretty pink Versa rattle. I know that's we'll say that's for Betty and all the women watching tonight. It's the pink Versa rattle is for Betty and all the women watching tonight. And then I got about another 20 inches up to my swivel, and then just a sinker slide and a stopper. So probably about 2.5, maybe closer to 30 inches, something like that.
Souders.
That's 80-pound leader line. I have actually seen that. So, since you live Palmetto Cats, close to Santee Cooper, how much do you prefer a line?
Uh-oh.
There we go. We back. So, Palmetto, do you like to drag farther behind, or do you like a?
Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Right.
All right. So, number. I was supposed to have a number ready, and I got one ready. That number was 30. So I went 3, and I went 30.
Fishing with Tanner.
So Palmetto, that's kind of how I do it as well. So my long lines would be straight out the back, and then on my planer boards, I will cut it down a little bit. I may only put
Palmetto's got 32.
100-foot of line out, and then hook my planer board, or maybe 75-foot of line out, and then hook my planer board up to it. But out the back, I run quite a bit. I found that some of the planer boards that I use, I use offshore tackle planer boards. If I leave a lot of line out the back, then the boards don't want to pull as hard as what they should. But I love planer boards. Absolutely love them. Yeah, if you don't, Palmetto, try it. It will really open things up a lot for you. It makes a big difference for me, and not only that, but it kind of, you're just opening up so much of an area. You can find out if they're up on a flat, real tight to the ledge, out off the ledge, things like that. Yeah, you got that right, Roger. Man, I'm telling you what, I can't wait to get that bumping rod back in my hand. But flathead season's right here. We'll do flathead season, and then we'll put that bumping rod in the hand after spawn.
Ah.
Yeah, absolutely. Roger, they are. It's that time of year for them too. If you like the blue catfish, just about everything's gonna be at them dams here before long. Stripers, hybrids, bass, whether you're largemouth, smallmouth, blue cats, flatheads, it's all going to be conjugating up there real soon. Best bait to use for catfishing. Whew. I'm going to say Team Catfish fiber nuggets. Who believes me? No. I do like one of the things that I want to start doing more in the future is doing more manufactured bait fishing, just to try it. But I am a huge gizzard shad fan. But the best bait is really going to depend on where you are in the country. For instance, if you're down south in Alabama, skipjack is really good. If you're South Carolina, North Carolina, you got perch, gizzard shad, herring, things like that. Farther north, you got moon eye, gizzard shad. Mississippi River, you got skipjack, Asian carp, gizzard shad, moon eye, things like that. So a lot of it really, really depends on where you're at. You go farther up on Ohio, up into West Virginia, a lot of chubs, suckers, brim, bluegill, things like that come into play. No, palmetto, no. Whenever it comes to manufactured bait, so and this might be in a touchy subject, or I don't want to say a touchy subject, but a topic for a good discussion. Let's say it that way. So manufactured bait. Let's go back 40 years or however many years it was, 30 years, 40 years, when bass fishing just started. I don't know about you guys, but I love using shiners. Shiners, big bass menace, baby shad for catching smallmouth and largemouth bass, right? But back then they used live bait to catch bass, but they started using manufactured baits to catch bass. And I think, there are more channel cats in the United States than there is anything. And manufactured baits for a lot of people are easy. If you got kids, you can run to Walmart and grab some dip bait or something. And so I absolutely don't. I think if you can do it, do it. And who knows where it can come or where it can go. Somebody might come up with something that can, I don't want to say revolutionize the way people catch, fish, but who knows what they can change. Yeah. I still to this day love to float, small gizzard shad, big shiners out of creeks, stuff like that, under a float around lily pads for big largemouth bass. Absolutely love it. And it's killer.
I don't think he can hear us from this side. Hey, Chris, can you hear me on your side now? Or no? Okay. All right.
I think a lot of people struggle with that palmetto. Catching bait is a huge thing, and that's one of the things I like to teach people, especially in my seminars and stuff. Is a lot of people want to go out and catch fish, but if you learn first how to catch the bait, the catching the fish part will come a lot easier, because a lot of times where you find the bait or where the bait is going to be, those fish are going to be there as well, or active fish. So a lot of that thing, will make it a lot easier. If you're looking for a cast net,
hop in, TJ.
Let's see. Let me get on there. There we go.
You're not in the camera. Come my way.
That is my favorite. What's up, TJ?
Not much, Chris.
He can't hear you.
Oh.
Go ahead and type. Just let him know it's you.
Yeah, cast nets can be super expensive, and Amazon is honestly one of the best places to buy them. But Betty, this is no lie, last year this year at the Catfish Conference,
Like this.
Mm-hmm.
we was able to teach I believe she was 14 or 15-year-old young lady how to throw a cast net So I know if she can do it, you can do it as well.
Yeah. Gulp minnows. Haven't tried that one.
Palmetto, if you are around Santee Cooper, you want to do your best to learn how to catch perch. White, that is a huge popular bait out that way. Another thing you want to take advantage of is the shad run out there and the herring run out that way as well. Those are some baits that are really, really good. Let's see. Let me find something here real quick.
Super spreader.
That's those nets.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, some of my favorite collars for skippies: skipjack herring, the shad run for you guys down there. This is all good stuff. This is a yellow and red. It's called a shiny hiney.
Oh,
You buy those at Walmart.
yeah.
This is a black-eyed white on white Johnson beetle. That's a crappie jig.
Okay.
And then
You said it wasn't.
we got white and silver. That's a good one too.
Okay.
I like to make my own sabikis, and when I do, I'll use these. These are actually a little bit smaller. Now this is good for dark water, muddy water. This is more clear, but these are actually from crappie magnet or magnet.
Just so
However
you
they
know,
say it.
Chris can't hear us.
I know.
Everyone else
Of course.
can. So if we're asking,
Sabikis.
I don't understand why that works, how that works, but if
And then you got your
we have a question for him, we just have to type it in.
curly tails.
Just say we went to Table Rock.
Go ahead. Chris may not be able to hear you, but hold it up to the. That's what you've been using for crappie, or
Well,
your perch?
I caught this on at Table Rock. I caught that small bass.
Oh yeah, that little
Yeah.
small one.
That's what I caught this on. I caught that. And we went down to oh, actually, I did catch a bass. Trying to get that bait out. I really.
That's Palmetto. When it comes to Catfish clothing, I've been a part of them for a long time. I love the company. They've been one of my sponsors for a long time. They make great apparel. I don't know if you guys know Catfish and how it started and things like that. But it's a super great company. A company that I felt comfortable associating myself with what they was doing with the proceeds and how much they give back to veterans, things like that, and it being owned, at the time by somebody that was active military, was something that I felt the desire to support, and not to mention they make really, really good apparel, really good looking hats and shirts and stuff. So.
Show those. All right, vacuum sealer.
So what vacuum sealer do I use? I actually don't even use a vacuum sealer. So what I do is I take a 2-gallon Ziploc bag, and I take my shop vac, and I will take the shop vac end, and then I'll take a small tube about the size of my pinky, about the size of a straw, and I will duct tape that to the end of it. And then as I put my skipjack in the bag, dry them off good, I will stick that tube in the corner, Ziploc, or shut the Ziploc bag all the way down, suck all the air out of it like a vacuum sealer, and then close it shut. I'm gonna call that the redneck way of doing it. But I think I'm going to break down and get me a vacuum sealer this year.
All right. Well, yes, I agree. I would like to get some stuff too. Guys, I do know that Avid is on now, so I don't want to take away any viewing time from him. And guys, I appreciate you very much.
I left the link to my website. It's www.slungercat.fish. It's in the comments. Got some stuff on there if you guys would like to go over and check it out. Make sure you do. Also got links to some of the sponsors and stuff that support me and what I'm doing. So make sure you guys go over there, check them out as well. Hey, I can't thank you enough for having me on here. It was fun. We got to share some information, talk about the Lord, and, smile, make people laugh. Ain't nothing better than that. So I guess we're going to call it a night, guys, and thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for having me on here. I appreciate it, and look forward to doing it again.
Right.
There's an AR.
Have a good night, guys.
Are they deaf?